Hello guys, this is Saruto Uchiha Storm here and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing what if Naruto was the 10 tails fox. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Chapter 11, The Trial and Appointments. Ninja Dimensions. Currently, 1 year and 3 months have passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War, started by the supposed Uchiha Madara, who actually turned out to be Uchiha Obito. But to know what happened you have to go back a bit. Flashback start. Gaara, seriously it's true, Uzumaki Naruto's status is secret SSS, until further notice, I'll end this war. Seeing Obito, oh you have something against this decision? Obito, no, looking at the ground I'm sorry, wait a moment, do you really think that with a simple, I'm sorry, everything is spoken, perhaps you're an idiot? Onoki, this older man wants everything to end, then you have to kill him, who will do it? Minato, seriously don't wait, being a deserter from the Leaf Village, it is up to us to punish him. Hiruzen, that's right, we will judge, and what will be his punishment? Tsunade, oh, one that no ninja would put up with, not even a cage, ha 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 ha. Cage, oh ha 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 ha. Obito, what kind of cruel fate awaits me? 1 week later. We are in the Hokage's office where Uchiha Obito will be judged for his crimes. He was trembling with fear waiting for his punishment for starting a war against 5 villages. In the room were Senju Tsunade, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Namikaze Minato who would be the judges, the defendant Uchiha Obito and 2 more people who were Nohara Rin and Hitaki Kakashi. Tsunade, Uchiha Obito, you will be judged for 2 things, the first deserting the village and the second for starting a war against the 5 villages. How do you declare yourself? Obito, guilty. Tsunade, I understand, but before your punishment, you will be reinstated into the shinobi program. Obito, what, why? Hiruzen, because it's necessary for your punishment, ha ha ha. Obito, I understand. Minato, which will it be? Obito, God. Tsunade, your sentence will be. Hiruzen, what from this moment? Minato, you will be sentenced. Tsunade, to perform. Hiruzen, indefinitely. Minato, same mission. Obito, and what would that mission be? Tsunade, Hiruzen, Minato, evil smile. The mission is rank D, which consists of catching the cat Tora. Obito, no. Tsunade, Hiruzen, Minato, ha ha ha. Kakashi, why so much drama? Opshio, drama? You do not understand, it is the worst punishment that exists. Rin, Obito-kun. Obito, that stupid cat is harder to find than a needle in a haystack. Tsunade, Hiruzen, Minato, ha 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 ha, the worst punishment, and the reward is not much ha. Time after. After his trial Obito has been living a living hell. The Tora cat mission can be considered rank D, but its difficulty is rank S, since once you find the cat, it attacks you, and a soul kindly apparently taught him taijutsu and ninjutsu. Naruto. Obito, angry who the hell taught him taijutsu? Cat, meow, 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 nya, Neko style, furball. Optio, scared for the love of. They also taught him ninjutsu. Tora, meow, 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 meow. You need hate. DxD dimension. Naruto, ouch. Someone must be talking about me. Kuno, worried is Oto-san alright? Naruto, yep. Princess is nothing in a cheerful tone and smile. Maid, Naruto-sama, Kuno-sama, it's time for lunch. Shinobi dimension, Sand Village. Flashback, end. Ninja X, Gaara-sama. Gaara, what's up? Ninja X, it's Shukaku. He wants to talk to you. He says it's imperative. Gaara. I understand getting up. On the outskirts of the village was Shukaku, the one-tailed Bijus, and he had news that would turn the shinobi world upside down. Gaara, Shukaku, what's wrong? Shukaku, Gaara, I have news about Naruto, he is alive. Gaara, we already know that. Shukaku, and apparently he has a family. Gaara, oh I didn't know that, this complicates it, and tell me he is happy. Shukaku, yes, he is quite happy with his wives. Gaara, handcuffs, oh, I get it. Shukaku, I think it will be a little while before he returns. Gaara, I think so too. We have to notify the Hokage, Ambu. Ambu X, order Kazekage-sama. Gaara, send a carrier pigeon to the Leaf Village, and request a meeting with his Hokage. Ambu X, as ordered. Gaara, I'll see you later Shukaku. Shukaku, okay. 3 days later. Currently at the entrance of the Leaf Village was a group of 3 individuals which were Sabaku no Gaara, the Kazekage who holds a small urn, Sabaku no Konkuro's secretary, and one of Gaara's personal escorts. Not really I know if that is his position, but I will place him as secretary or assistant * and his escort Sabaku no Tamari, is heading to the Hokage's tower for an essential meeting with Senju Tsunade, and the main topic of this is Uzumaki Naruto. Hokage Tower, Hokage Office. Senju Tsunade is currently excited since only 3 days ago she received a message from the Cage, requesting a meeting with her, and the subject of that meeting was what excited her, since apparently, they had news of Uzumaki Naruto, and for that reason, she requested a meeting of the council, in which were the leaders of the clans, such as the Inuzuka Sume, Hyuga Hiyashi, Aburame Shibi, Nara Shikaku, Akamichi Choza, Yamanaka Inoichi, Uchiha Makoto, Uzumaki Kushina, temporary clan representative, and their advisors Sarutobi Hiruzen and Namikaze Minato, temporary clan representative, who awaited the arrival of the Cage, who had news about the current leader of the Namikaze and Uzumaki clans, who were Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. Ambu X, Hokage-sama, Cage-sama has arrived. Tsunade, make it happen. Ambu X. Hi, opening the door. Cage. Hello Lady Tsunade, thank you for having us. Tsunade, Gara-san, is a pleasure to see you again. It is true that he has news about Uzumaki Naruto *. You have to show a certain level of respect towards others *. Gara, that's right. But I'm not the one you read about him. Tsunade, then who? Shukaku, I am the great and powerful Shukaku-sama Kakakaka. Kushina, then what is pairs to talk? Shukaku, murmur, but what a character. Kushina, what did you say? Shukaku, no, nothing, as Gara told you, I recently established a bond with the brat. Minato, so when will he come back? Shukaku, well the link itself is not with him precisely but with myself. Makoto, what do you mean, Shukaku-sama? Shukaku, in other words, the bijus that we meet in this dimension so to speak is the yin halves, while the yang halves meet the brat. Shukaku, in other words, his other self just woke up and was able to establish a connection with him. Shukaku, correct, and thanks to that I found out several things, but I will only tell you the most important ones. Hiruzen, I understand, then. Shukaku, number 1. He is fine and apparently happy, number 2. Possibly he will return sooner than we think. Hearing that Naruto was fine and that he would possibly return sooner than they thought made several people in the room happy and many of them openly expressed it. Kushina, wonderful, I hope and come back soon, Tatebane. Makoto, we're glad to hear that. Hiruzen, that's great news. Everyone began to comment happily upon learning of the possible return of Uzumaki Naruto. It was the best news and many of them expressed it freely, either through laughter or playing among clan leaders, the original Ino Shikacho, but suddenly the door opened and an excited Jiraiya entered. Jiraiya, with a cheerful tone, Tsunade is glad there is news about the Gaki. Silence. Tsunade with a face angry. Jiraiya, how many times have I told you to knock before entering? Jiraiya, he. Sorry. Tsunade, yes, here Shukaku-sama is not saying the most important thing regarding Naruto, with an angry tone of course until you interrupted. Jiraiya, he. Sorry. Shukaku, how was I saying lastly? 3. Apparently I form, smile a great family. And the bomb was released. Many in the room received a powerful critical attack of about 9,999 points of damage. No one saw such news coming, even the stoic Cage, who could be seen as a little too quiet. Tamari, Gara, daughter, you alright? Kangaroo, passed out on his feet. Men, great. Women, family. Everyone, shock, big family. Shukaku, Kakakaka, yeah. Kushina in a fit of anger got up and threw herself towards Shukaku, who was in the hands of the now passed out Cage, who did not react to the incredible speed in the loss of the urn where he was in one-tailed bijus. Kushina, like a big family, you better start talking you damn raccoon, or I'll get the truth out of you myself. Minato, Kushina-chan, please calm down, please. Makoto, shut up you girl, this is very important, start talking, you damn raccoon. Kushina, so this is very important, so keep quiet on this insatnate Namikaze, now you better start talking. Shukaku, or I'll get the fill out of you myself. Shukaku, Gara, help me, these crazy people want to kill me. Tsunade, Makoto, Kushina, behave yourself, the only thing you are causing is that you lose any type of information regarding Naruto. Kushina, Makoto, looking at Shukaku, start talking. Dimension DxD. The next day, it was the departure of the Gremory and Citri entourage, since even being students they have to return to school. Naruto was glad that he did not have to go through the torment, but before his departure, he caught certain looks, somewhat strange from the girls, which I magnificently ignore, but from the boys' side I catch some funny emotions, hatred, jealousy, fear, security and hope. Only Serafal, Graphia and Gabriel are left behind. Apparently the leaders of the different factions agreed that there is no safer place than Kyoto, Naruto's wing. Naruto, well, since they are so determined to be with someone like me, I think it's better that we get to know each other better, so what if we date for 2 months? You would ask where is Rosewisse because I'm back with Rias's continue because she's a teacher. I remember, in the original story of DxD referring to the anime, of course, Issei never got more than 1 or 2 dates with any of the girls. Serafal, then I asked to be the first. Naruto, okay, who will be next? Gabriel, yes, it's not much of a problem, I would like to be the next. Naruto, it's no problem Gabriel-chan, that leaves Graphia-chan, as the last one, you don't have any problem with that Gray-chan. Graphia, blushing no problem with that. Naruto-sama, Naruto, please, don't call me Sama, also is one of my future wives, of course if you still want I don't like that much, those things of manners, I prefer to treat everyone the same smiling. Graphia, but Naruto-sama. Naruto, but nothing, come on try to tell me only Naruto or Naru like Yasaka-chan does. Graphia, blushing, nna na Naru-kun about to pass out. Naruto, but how cute she looks embarrassed, I think we'll have to solve it on the fly. After that talk, Naruto decided to have dates with each of his new wives. He decided that he would dedicate 1 to 2 full months of dating to each of them to get to know each other better and make sure their feelings, which he had more than planned, correspond, but that is if he did not forget his first wife Yusaka who, even if he did not say it, could feel a little jealous of her, and as a good husband he would not let his wife feel forgotten. Kuno, Otto-san, you need to get ready for a date, so get changed and comb your hair. Naruto, but princess, you want your father to change his image dramatic pose I will never stop being what I am because others say so looking surreptitiously at his daughter. Kuno, please Odo-san, for me, please? Naruto, it's okay, I'll do it for you. Type of dress for appointments. Month 1 to 2 SERAFALL. The first day was something magical for Serafal, in a few words, perfect. From the beginning it was something like no other. At first she thought that getting engaged to Naruto was something very rushed and that maybe it was just the heat of the moment, but as the days passed days that idea was disappearing, since little by little she had managed to form a bond with her now future husband, since he had a personality just as childish and joking as her. Many people thought that opposites attract, but that did not it is her case. She had so many things in common with Naruto, that she would think he was her other half. She still remembers when he told her how he painted the Hokage monument in broad daylight. At first she thought she could do it too. Naruto, affectionate well Sarah-chan, excited I'll tell you something super cool. Serafal, intrigued and what would that be so super cool Naruto-tan, taking his arm. Naruto, well I'll tell you about the time I painted the Hokage monument, smiling. Serafal, seriously that doesn't sound that hard, defiantly I even think I can do it too. Naruto, oh really, what if I told you I did it in broad daylight? Serafal, challenging I still think I could do it. Naruto, while wearing my beautiful neon orange suit. Serafal, okay, I think that would make things difficult. Naruto, then let me tell you, it's one of my best jokes. And that's how Naruto began to tell Serafal about his best pranks from painting the Hokage monument, painting the Ambu uniforms, even the simplest ones which were revenge, towards civilians such as putting spicy laxatives to their meals. Cabe say that Serafal was amazed, and most of them were dying of laughter at all the jokes. He even wrote down some that he himself used with his friend Shikamaru, who was just as lazy as a certain Mao. Naruto, oh Sarah-chan, would you like something to eat? Serafal, how about we eat some cake? After that, the dates with Naruto were raising things in a very positive way since Serafal began to meet the real Uzumaki Naruto, who was like the same bright and warm sun, and instead, Naruto met Serafal Citri, and not to the Mao Serafal Leviathan, the real Serafal a somewhat childish girl, but above all fun, she was like the stars themselves. She shone in a surprising and unique way since no matter how many problems she always had time for herself. Everything it was happiness for the couple, but all good things have an end, since the 2 months, exclusively for her, had ended, but one thing was certain and that was that now more than ever she wants to marry Uzumaki Naruto, not because of his prestige or because of his status as a primordial god, if not because of the love he feels for the Naruto. Happy Sarah-chan, you know. Serafal, happy yes Naru-kun. Naruto, in these 2 months that we have known each other, I have realized something that only Yusaka-chan has achieved and that is that your Sarah-chan has entered my heart and taken a place inside it, and I want you to know that, if you still want to be with someone like me, I promise to love you, just like the others. Serafal, yes Naru-kun, I love you and I don't mind sharing you, after all, you will be ours. Month 2 to 3 Gabriel's appearance. Archangel Gabriel is the most beautiful angel in heaven, with an enviable body, beautiful golden blonde hair, and a pair of emerald green eyes, which shone like jewels. She loved everyone, and did not expect anything change, but that changed the day he met Uzumaki Naruto, the Jubi no Kitsune, the new primordial god of the Shinto Pantheon. He had heard rumors about the new primordial, about how some tried to find him, since every time he appeared or descended, caused changes in the world. At the moment of meeting face to face with him, it was easy to recognize him. His power was absolute without a possible limit, and which only required absolute submission. But instead of terrifying her with that power, she felt protected, as if some kind of armor covered her and protected her from all the evil in the world. And for that simple fact, she decided to take a quick look at her heart, and what she found in it was kindness and love, which could compete with she, at that moment, had fallen in love with him. It was love at first sight. It may sound crazy or stupid, but for an archangel who has the power to feel anyone's heart, it was not crazy at all. She knew immediately he love that Naruto gave off for his family was infinite. Not even the goddess Aphrodite of the Greek pantheon would be able to resist the love he gave off, while from other individuals such as Kyoto Issei, she could feel the lust and desire, and the truth that scared her, and more knowing that he was a demon, since they are so obsessed with things, that they would be able to do anything to get what they want. But the mere presence of Naruto reassured her. His aura protected her and removed any sign of fear or doubt. Naruto, so tell me, Gabriel-chan, what is the real reason you're asking to get into this political marriage business? Gabriel, it may sound stupid or perhaps silly or crazy, but the truth is that I fell in love with you at first sight. Naruto, seriously, I'm not going to lie to you, it really sounds a bit silly. Gabriel, but it wasn't just that. The truth is that just being by his side makes me feel protected. It gives me the feeling that I will never get hurt. Naruto, I think I can understand you a little. Gabriel, seriously? Naruto, yes, I will tell you one of my secrets. Since I was very young, I have always been able to feel the emotions of the people around me. Gabriel, excited really? Naruto, that's right, I don't know since when I started doing it, but it always helped me know who to trust. At first I distrusted this ability, and many times I didn't take it into account, but still most of the time it helped me. Gabriel, I see. And can you feel the emotions inside me? Naruto, yes, and they are so to speak flattering. Gabriel, flattering? Naruto, I can feel the love, joy, and gratitude, among many more. Gabriel, sorry, thank you. After that, their dates were not very busy, so to speak. Most of the time they talked to each other, either in a tea shop, in the park, and sometimes in Naruto's house. Many thought that he had not advanced in the relationship, but it was the opposite, since both being able to feel each other's emotions, so to speak, they did not need to do anything other than talk and get to know each other better. That was the way their relationship grew, and love only grew. To bigger. Gabriel, Naruto-kun, do you think this political marriage works? Naruto, Gabriel-chan, if it wasn't a political marriage, you still wanted to marry me? Gabriel, honestly, of course, since I love you very much. Naruto, seriously, but you know, instead of loving you, I love you. You have managed to enter my heart, and the truth is that sometimes I think how lucky I am to have met you, since you make me very happy as well. That Yasa-chan, Kuno-chan, and Sarah-chan, I love you so much that I would do anything to protect you. Gabriel, excited, I love you too. Naru-kun. Month 3 to 4 GRAYFIA. The dates in the case of Graphia were a bit different. At the beginning they were a bit difficult, since she did not want to leave her maid outfit, so at first the dates were at Naruto's house. Naruto, you know Graphia-chan? Graphia, blushing, Chan, yes Naruto-sama. Naruto, and continue with the sama, I would like to see you in casual clothes. Graphia, that is unacceptable, it would be disrespectful to his person. Naruto-sama, murmuring, also I don't think I look good. Naruto, smiling, you know Graphia-chan, you look very beautiful in maid clothes, so much so that I want to be the only one to see you like this from now on, so that no one else sees her. How about you wear other clothes for our dates? Smile. Graphia, embarrassed, if that's what you want. After that magnificent play by Naruto, Graphia used different clothes when they went out on their dates. On the outside it looked like a block of ice, but Naruto could feel that she is happy and embarrassed, something that he took advantage of and took her to different places to make fun a bit of it, like taking couples babies, different couple-themed restaurants, and above all photos, lots of photos. Naruto taking pictures of Graphia. I thank the person who invented the cell phone with the camera, mumbled beautiful. Graphia, blushing, Naru, I don't look weird. Graphia's appearance. Naruto, honest not at all, you look beautiful. Graphia, embarrassed and happy thank you. It was a bit difficult, but both Graphia and Naruto managed to move forward in their relationship, which was difficult at first since she could not show her feelings honestly. So many years of hiding her emotions under a mask made it difficult for her to be honest with herself. But that didn't stop Naruto. He knew what it meant to wear a mask to hide his pain or Mido, so it was a little easy for him to lift it a little and meet the real Graphia, although he couldn't remove it completely. Naruto, you know Graphia-chan within cheerful tone. Graphia, happy tell me, Naru-kun. Naruto, a long time ago, someone told me once, that true strength comes when you protect those you really love with a serious face. Graphia with a surprised face those are some wise words. Naruto, don't worry at that time I was strong, not as strong as now, but I was still strong he looks at her but you know, when I met Yasa-chan, I became stronger, then Kuno arrived, it was as if the world reward me, a beautiful wife and daughter, he was the happiest man, then when Sarah-chan proposed the political marriage, the truth was I was a little scared, but Yasa-chan solved it and made me understand that she would always love me, as much as I love her, and I am willing to love you as much as the others, take her hand so I ask you this Lucifuge Graphia, looking into her eyes would you marry Uzumaki Naruto? Graphia, crying with happiness if I am willing to marry Uzumaki Naruto. Chapter 12, Reunion and Family. Shinobi Dimension, Council Hall, Konoha. While the terror was unleashed, in the council room in the Hokage Tower, for the simple reason of getting information about Uzumaki Naruto, which had a certain one-tailed bijus, Shukaku, was in the capable hands of Kushina and Makoto, while they requested in the most peaceful way the news about Naruto, a certain trio of men who were at the other end of the room were sweating bullets. The cause of this is simple, at the end of the war all the ninja villages and towns had sent certain letters which request a political marriage or the fulfillment of old promises made by the leader of the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans, who being the heir of said clans and the great hero of the Fourth Great Ninja War, caused it to be very requested. At first there were only a few cards, but once the cages of each village made it known that not only did it help to end the war, but it also fought and defeated a god of which many denied, but once the final part of the battle was broadcast, thanks to a certain group of anonymous people, the number of cards increased. At first it was not a problem since they could reject them, but once that the daimyos knew about the cards in question, automatically placed Uzumaki Naruto in the CRA Clan Restoration Act. Of course at first they tried to resurrect the Uzumaki clan through a compromise with Uzumaki Nagato, but he refused since he was the cage of a megacure. They then thought of the only two female survivors Uzumaki Tayuya and Uzumaki Karen, but unfortunately, they were also denied since they were under the protection of the clan, and could not accept anything, until the current leader approved it, which of course was Naruto. They tried to convince the temporary leaders, Minato and Kushina, but in the same way they argued that this decision can only be made by the true leader. For that reason not being approved they throw all the problem to him, with the excuse, let the Naruto of the future take care of it, and the three people who supported such a magnificent idea, were sweating bullets since it was a matter of time for him to return, and finds out about their current situation. For that reason they were happy to learn that Naruto had multiple wives, which would prevent them from dying at his hands, but of course they still had another problem, and that was Kushina. She was another story. Learning of this she could either kill or castrate them without anesthesia, and strange as it seemed, Makoto would possibly help her. For that reason Minato, Jiraiya and Hiruzen were away from everyone in the room and trying to appear as normal as possible, since they were the ones who accepted it and supported the idea, and if someone got in, they would practically be dead. Again, Minato, muttering the good thing is that he apparently has multiple wives. Jiraiya, muttering yes, I always knew that brat, he had potential with women. Hiruzen, muttering of course, he had potential. Several kunoichis saw him with unholy eyes. Jiraiya, muttering really, and who were they? Minato, muttering has the charm of his father. Hiruzen, muttering haha, your charm, you didn't make me laugh. Jiraiya, muttering hey, don't ignore me, who were they? Hiruzen, muttering at first it was just his personal ambuyugo. Jiraiya, muttering at first. Hiruzen, muttering but as he grew up he caught the interest of Minato, muttering who? Jiraiya, muttering spit it out already. Hiruzen, muttering Anko and Kurenai. In this story Kurenai if she went out with Asuma, but didn't get pregnant, I'll also leave Asuma dead. Jiraiya, muttering lol I always knew the kid had potential. At that Jiraiya began to write, muttering about blondes with a potential and gold mine. Minato and Hiruzen saw it strange, but out of pure curiosity Hiruzen looked over his shoulder and managed to see a title which said, Icha Icha Paradise, Lucky Blonde and Hot Queens. Just reading the title, I already wanted to read it. Meanwhile, in different parts of the village, 3 people sneezed at the same time, and they remembered a little blond boy with blue eyes and his different stages of growth, and Ambu appeared out of nowhere, the room alerting everyone inside, which caused an immediate silence. Ambu X, Hokage-sama. Tsunade, what's so important to interrupt this important meeting? Ambu, the Raikage-sama, Mizukage-sama, and Tsuchikage-sama have just arrived, also the leader of Taki with his escorts. Tsunade, what? Calmer without even warning in advance. Ambu, apparently I sent a message to Jiraiya-sama about 3 days ago. Tsunade, what, Jiraiya, looking for him, where are you, you damn pervert? Jiraiya, I forgot, comic pose I have, here isn't, Minato, murmur and praying we hope you rest in peace Jiraiya-sensei. Tsunade was more than ready to hit Jiraiya, but she swallowed his anger, for the moment of course, later she would make him suffer properly. Tsunade, alright, send them in. Ambu X, hi. At the moment the door was opened, the leaders of the rest of the 5 great shinobi villages entered Raikage A, and as his escort his Darui, C, and his ex-Jinchurikis Killer B and Niyugito, and each of them with what seemed to be the container for their bijus, a small clay vase with a wooden lid and a small cat cage. Then Mizukage Terumi Mei entered, accompanied by her escorts Ao and Chojuro, which she was holding, what appeared to be almost identical containers. Then the Tsuchikage entered, who was accompanied by his granddaughter Kuritsuchi and Akatsuchi, which were holding the bijus with 4 and 5 tails, Son Goku and Kakuo. Tsunade, it's a pleasure to see you again Raikage-sama, Mizukage-sama, and Tsuchikage-sama, excuse my rudeness in asking, but what has brought you here? May, you could say it's the same reason why the cage is here. Apparently idiot B got news from Naruto. B, I great killer B. Hitting B speak correctly idiot. B, no one respects me anymore, making circles on the floor. Yugito, if you allow me, just a few days ago Matabi, I was looking for information about the possible return of Naruto-kun, that is the reason why we all have come. At that moment everyone remembered that Shukaku was in the capable hands of Kushina and Makoto. When they looked at them they realized that they were cornering the poor one-tailed bijus, in a shearing and the poor man seemed really scared. Many of them would swear that he was crying, but possibly they were imagining it. Tsunade, Kushina, Makoto, we have new news about Naruto. At the moment that Tsunade spoke to him, Shukaku took the opportunity to run into the arms of Tamari who was with Gaara and Kankuro who were already in their 5 senses, which caused the disgust of both women for the loss of their prey. But also a joy to know new news about Naruto. Kushina, cheerful then when Naru-chan returns. Matabi, about that, you see. Gyuki, we don't know yet. Makoto, excuse me. Isobu, that's right, we still don't know when he will return. There was when they realized that almost all the bijus were gathered in the room, the only one missing was Kurama the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Seiken, by the way. I don't see Kurama. Chome, it's true, he's not here. Son, knowing that furball, he must be sleeping right now. Kakuo, that's true, he's almost always sleeping, but still. Shukaku, he should be the first to know something about the Gaki. That sentence made 2 things clear, 1, that Kurama should be the one to first receive any signal or information regarding Naruto, and 2, that he was not in the room at any time. Tsunade, Kushina, where is the Kyuubi? Kushina, well, I don't know. Jiraiya, like you don't know. Makoto, you'll see just a few days ago. Flashback, home. A miniature Kyuubi could be seen lying down trying to sleep, which was a failed attempt thanks to the continuous interference of Uzumaki Kushina, who kept insisting on knowing about Naruto, more than anything about his life. Something that Kurama was sure was that he would not say anything about his ex-Jinchuriki, for the simple reason that he does not want to talk about the past. Kushina, come on furball, tell me if you know anything about my Sochi, Kurama. Makoto, Kyuubi-sama, if you would be so kind as to tell us if you have any information about Naruto-kun. Kurama. That and that he didn't like the 2 women who were bothering him at the moment, for that reason he opted for the best option, which was to ignore them and pretend that he was sleeping, which was causing Kushina to start getting angry at the continue ice law. Kushina, you better start talking furball. Kurama, opening one eye or what? Kushina, oh I'll make you talk myself. Makoto, Kushina, I don't think you have to go that far. Kurama, I want to see you try. Tomate, Kushina, anger now you will see damn ball of fur. It was when a small but destructive pitched battle began in the new compound of the Uzumaki clan, Namikaze. Remember that the Uzumaki clan has more status than the Namikaze for being one of the 3 founding clans of the village. Flashback, end. Tsunade, I see, and where is he now? Makoto, well after her victory she sips Kushina. Kushina, with an angry face, he didn't beat me, and I don't know where that ball of fur went. Meanwhile at a certain ramen place, Ichiraku, Kurama, hey man, another bowl of miso ramen. Tucci, it's on its way. Kurama, ha ha ha, I see why the brat was addicted to this, it's delicious. Ayame, thanks for the praise. If it's from the great Kyuubi no Yoko, it means a lot. By the way, Kyuubi-sama, you'll know when my Otouto will return. Kurama, I really don't know when he'll be back exactly, but they'll be in for a big surprise when he comes back. Tucci, here is Kyuubi-sama. Kurama, thank you, itadakimasu. Dimension DxD, Kyoto. In the mansion of the leader of the yokai faction, more specifically in his room, there were two silhouettes who are sound asleep. The reason for this thanks to the wear and tear caused by their night activities. Everything was peaceful and tranquility for this couple who was Yusaka and Naruto, until suddenly the door opened and a small blur of gold jumped out at them. Kuno, good days. The little princess of Kyoto was about to fall on her father, who at the last second caught her with her tails and kept her in the air, then opened one of her eyes. Naruto, what's wrong princess, why are you awake so early? Kuno, Oto-san, it's already noon fighting her tails you have to get up. Naruto, sleepy nope, better sleep all day. Kuno, Oto-san you have to get up. Naruto, or maybe we better take a little nap together. At that moment, I approached Kunu's little girl who was still wrapped in her tails, and hugged her as if she were her stuffed animal and she settled down to sleep for a couple of seconds, minutes, hours, or days. Kuno, sleepy Oto-san, asleep. Naruto, 1 Kuno 0 inches. Several hours later. A couple of hours ago Yusaka had to get up since they had to resolve some issues as a faction leader, but before leaving her room she marveled at the scene in front of her. Her husband and daughter were asleep, and who seemed a couple of foxes, since Naruto had his little girl wrapped between his tails, which caused his daughter to have a face of absolute happiness, so he quickly had the brilliant idea of taking a picture to capture that beautiful moment between father and daughter. Yusaka, quick a camera, maid, here is Yusaka-sama. And almost as if she were a trained ambu, just by giving that small command, she was promptly handed a camera. Yusaka, thank you taking several photos. Yusaka's office. Currently, in Yusaka's office, which was facing the toughest of enemies, which only attacks people who have a high position, it was nothing more and nothing less than paperwork. Of course, there is a way to defeat, which unfortunately very few people know. Yusaka, stressed because the paperwork is so difficult. Paperwork, I am inevitable, ha ha ha. Yusaka, and it doesn't stop coming. Let's see, requests for expansion, sale, and rental of land, etc. Maid, Yusaka-sama, a letter has arrived, and it is from the Greek Pantheon. Yusaka, sigh, and now that they should be thankful that my husband didn't kill Zeus. Let's see, reading the letter, great. What was missing, sighing, I hope this doesn't cause a possible massacre. He leaned on his chair, could you call Naruto-kun? Maid, Naruto-sama, you haven't been seen today. Yusaka, I don't think so, and my daughter? Maid, Kuno-sama hasn't been seen either today. At that moment Yusaka stood up and began to walk to her room. She already had an idea of where her husband and daughter could be. She only hoped she was wrong. When she reached her room, from her door she could hear slight snoring, followed by what seemed to be words like ramen and ichiraku. She wasn't surprised to hear the word ramen, since her husband was addicted to it. She sometimes wondered who loved ramen or her more, and yet she knew that he would choose her over ramen, possibly offending those he once told her he was the god of ramen. But leaving that aside, she opened the door to her room, and there were her husband and daughter asleep. She already knew that they would be here, but even so, he did not want to accept it, and even though he knew that his daughter was just as lazy and adorable as her father, it was time to pick them up. Yusaka, affectionate tone Naru, Kuno, it's time to get up. Naruto, Kuno, MNMNMN. 0.5 more hours, minutes. Yusaka, if you get up now we can go out to eat ramen. Naruto, Kuno, ramen, were already awake. Yusaka, you can tell they are father and daughter. Kuno, why aren't you going to wash your face, while your father gets ready? Kuno, hi, runs away ramen. Yusaka, Naru got this letter, he shows him the letter, it's from the Greek Pantheon. Naruto, reads the letter, oh quite interesting, seriously it may be a threat, grin, if so I just have to crush them, cheerful, but first there is the ramen, let's eat. Meanwhile, the Bijus were asleep in Kunu's room since she had exhausted them physically and mentally. Kurama knew what she was facing since she remembered what Naruto was like as a child, but her brothers, well, that's another history. Chapter 13, Visit to the Greek Pantheon. Dimension DxD, Greek Pantheon. currently, on Mount Olympus, we can see the three great gods Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. The last two were making fun of his younger brother Zeus. The reason is that even after the brutal one-sided beating he received, just for going to the Pantheon Shinto according to the execute the traitors, he was still very injured, fortunately, no longer seriously. But even so for Poseidon and Hades it was super fun how they beat their king. Poseidon, ha ha ha. Hades, ha 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 ha. Poseidon, ha 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 I can't stop laughing. Hades, ha 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 we should stop laughing. Zeus, Poseidon, ha ha ha, what's more, I don't want to ha 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 ha. Hades, ha ha ha, no better not ha ha. Zeus, Meanwhile in Kyoto, Naruto was talking with Seraphol, about minor issues. One would think he would be very busy, but thank God, or he himself had the perfect solution, which would give him free time to spend with his family or his fiancées and future wives, is nothing more and nothing less than the Kage Bunshin, and thanks to the time he trained in the dimensional void, he managed to reinforce it, so to speak. They were almost perfect copies. Of course they have their disadvantages, which was that the strength of the clone were so to speak 1/10 of the original. They were still strong and could bring almost all beings in this universe to their knees. That's why he loved this magnificent jutsu. With it he can literally be everywhere, so he can keep his family protected. Unfortunately he didn't know his father's star jutsu, the Hiraishin no Jutsu, Flying Thunder God Jutsu. It would be really useful as an insurance, in case of emergencies, but unfortunately even though it is practically a god, his powers, or in this case jutsus, are limited. He agreed that he had an absurd level of control over the chakra, and the primary elements, fire, water, earth, wind, lightning, he no longer needed to perform seals. He only needed to think about the technique or jutsu, and of course launch or execute it. Instead his control over the secondary elements, fire, crystal, wood, ice, lava, storm, steam and dust, was a little less perfect, although he did not need to perform seals if he needed to move either a finger or hand to be able to execute them, and he also found it a bit embarrassing to shout the name of each technique, even so you had to do it when he did it. Instead the handling of the element yang, yin-yang and yin, it was another story. He didn't have many uses, and he rarely used it. Still he could be considered to be about the same level as old Rikudo, and his eyes were another story. He could occupy them without repercussions, but still it didn't depend on them. Returning with the talk with Seraphol. Seraphol, so Naruto-tan, when are you going to see my parents? Naruto, how about in 2 weeks? Seraphol, smiling I think it's perfect, so I can formally introduce you. Naruto, smiling I know you're happy, finally introducing me to my future in-laws. Seraphol, happy yep. Dad keeps insisting on when I'll take blush the man who stole my heart. Naruto, easy seriously, I thought maybe he would threaten me for stealing his daughter. Seraphol, cheerful no, he loves me, there's no doubt about that, but he still wants my happiness. Naruto, calm down I see, and what does your mother think about our marriage? Seraphol, blushing she only says nonsense, even though the truth is not. Naruto, easy I understand, then I'll see you after my visit to the Greek Pantheon. Seraphol, worried you will go to the Greek Pantheon, after what happened with Zeus. Naruto, calm down yes, they sent me an invitation, to appease things between myself and them. Dark smile apparently they are afraid that I will erase them from existence. Seraphol, blushing really, you would erase them from existence. Naruto, serious of course, one thing is joking, but threatening my family, that sin is paid with life itself. I don't care if it's a human, a demon, an angel, a fallen one, or even the gods themselves. Nobody, absolutely nobody threatens my wives and my princess. Seraphol, happy you really love us, don't you? Naruto, serious and smiling ha, love them, no I love them, all of you, Yusaka-chan, Kuno-chan, Gabriel-chan, Grafia-chan, and you Sarah-chan, each one from you has taken a piece not only of my heart but of my very soul, and believe me when I say this I would be willing not only to erase a pantheon full of gods, for you, I would declare war against the whole world if someone followed the it will hurt because I love you all. Just hearing it, saying that he loved them all equally, made him happy, but it also terrified him. The simple fact that Naruto not only erased an entire pantheon for them, but the fact that he would declare war against the world itself, his love and devotion to his family and loved ones, was something to admire, and at the same time fear. Seraphol, loving relax Naruto-tan, nothing will happen to us, we are all strong, serious and in case we are in danger, you will always be there to protect us, right? Naruto, for his sake, it's a promise and Uzumaki Naruto never breaks a promise. Dat Bayo smile mark Uzumaki Naruto. Something they all knew was that, when he makes a promise, he is capable of giving his life just to keep it, no matter what. That made him smile, and more when hearing his verbal tick. It was rarely the time he used it, but even so, they were all fascinated, since with the tick came his smile. Seraphol, happy I know, that's why we all love you kiss. Naruto, me the same, I love you, all of you. Time leap. In the Greek pantheon, all the gods and Olympic athletes were gathered, without any exception. Even Rhea herself, the mother of the first seven, was present. They will wonder why the Olympic gods were gathered. Lady Chaos ordered that they all meet, to explain to them what almost causes Zeus. Lady Chaos, thank you all, for coming to my call. Ray, Lady Chaos, what is it? Lady Chaos, what happens is that Zeus almost caused a war. Gods, what? Lady Chaos, that's right, and the worst thing is that we don't even have a single chance. Rhea, that's how serious the situation is. Looking at Zeus, they barely escaped with their lives. Lady Chaos, escape. He didn't let us go, even when I was there, I had no chance. Gods, that is impossible, you are one of the most powerful primordials. Lady Chaos, it's true I'm one of the most powerful, but against that person, not against that being I have no chance, I can't win. Ray, who is this being? But before Chaos could even reply, Aphrodite spoke. The goddess of beauty, sensuality, and love. Aphrodite, it's Uzumaki Naruto-sama, the Jubi no Kitsune, a primordial god of immense power, which surpasses Lady Chaos, and it's like him, delicious. Everyone was in total shock. On the one hand, they were scared, and on the other, angry, because it was one thing to attack a god, but a primordial, they don't even attack each other. But here we have the queen of drama, fucking everyone and damning them. Lady Chaos, leaving aside Aphrodite's excited comment, that's correct, Zeus attacked not only a primordial but his family, in their own territory. Ray, great, what we needed more problems, then what will we do? Lady Chaos, fortunately, I was able to think of an agreement, to forgive us and fix this mistake, but. Ray, there's always a but. Lady Chaos, we have to show him that there is no enmity with him, otherwise, he might attack us, and believe me when I say that there is no chance of a victory. Athena, but Lady Chaos, there is always a chance for victory, however small. Lady Chaos, with this guy, there isn't even a tiny chance. Gods and goddesses, how powerful is it? Lady Chaos, for that reason, I have taken the liberty to invite you to this meeting, and show that there is no enmity between us. Serious, that is why I want you to behave and not provoke him. Ares, I don't think he can handle all of us. Gods and goddesses, what this idiot, I didn't hear anything he said. Lady Chaos, serious, I will not repeat it, behave yourself and do not provoke him, because, if he decides to erase them from existence, or just kill them, I will not stop him murmur nor use all my power. He could stop him. Ray was the only one who managed to hear the last thing he murmured, and that scared her. Seconds later the space was torn apart, and with it, a sensation of absolute power was felt. Almost everyone tensed. Not even Lady Chaos was able to escape from such a feeling, which was fear. They felt a lot. Some could even see their own death. Zeus was trembling on his throne. He did not feel the same fear as the others. It was when from the crack they heard a few steps. Then they saw a pair of blood-red eyes with slit pupils, his gaze fixed on Zeus as if a predator saw its prey. That was when he finally came out of the crack. Uzumaki Naruto, the Jubi no Kitsune, a primordial with which the Olympians currently had a problem. Naruto was wearing a black kimono, with the dark orange haori, which had the emblem of the Uzumaki clan on the back. Naruto, thanks for the invite, Chaos Dono. Accompanying him was her first wife Yusaka, who came wearing a beautiful yellow kimono, and hers haori black with skulls and the clan emblem, and her daughter Kuno was wearing her usual Miko outfit, but with the Uzumaki logo on it. Her back. Yusaka, Kuno, cheerful thanks for the invitation. Accompanying the little princess of Kyoto were her 4 personal maids, druids, who had what seemed to be 4 balls of different colors: red Diedrich, black, Vritra, green, Yulong, and gold, Fafnir. Behind came the former queen of Mao Sirzek's Lucifer Graphia Lucifuge, on her right Mao Leviathan Seraphol, and on her left Archangel Gabriel. Graphia, stoic thanks for the invitation Chaos-sama. Graphia was wearing a white and blue colored kimono and her haori had snowflake designs. Seraphol, Gabriel, cheerful and happy, thank you for the invitation Lady Chaos-sama. Instead, Seraphol wore a pink kimono with flower designs, and her obiage was white, while Gabriel wore a white kimono with a gold star design. The obiage was gold, while the red obi. There are no pictures, only your imagination, sorry, as they are not married yet. No portal. The Uzumaki emblem. The male gods began to drool and were already planning how to flirt with one of these beautiful ladies. Naruto, this is my first wife. Yusaka, bows hello, nice to meet you Lady Chaos-sama, my name is Uzumaki Yusaka and she is. Kuno, bows yep, nice to meet you Chaos-sama, my name is Uzumaki Kuno and they are pointing to their maids red, black, green, and gold. The hopes of all the men died when they found out that the now-known Yusaka was a married woman. Of course, that would not stop them. The problem was who her husband was. He was a primordial, and they would prefer to keep their lives thanks, so they left Yusaka off his flirt list. Lady Chaos, looking at the maids. Oh, they are druids, nice to meet. It was when one of the balls moved, announcing that it was not a ball, but a dragon. Each of the now identified dragons greeted Lady Chaos with their paw, and all the Olympians recognized the dragons. It was Diedrich the dragon of domination, Vritra the prison dragon, Yulong the naughty dragon, and Fafnir the golden dragon, known and feared beings who were thought to be sealed, or dead as some had the power to kill others. A god? Naruto. Well, it seems that you already know the peelet. I say to my daughter's guardians. Dragons, we are not balls.
Even though we look like balls.
Naruto, let me introduce my fiancés, pointing to Graphia, Seraphal, and Gabriel. Graphia, nice to formally meet you, Lady Chaos-sama. My name is Lucifuge Graphia, soon Uzumaki Graphia bowing. Seraphal, nice to meet you, Chaos Tan. I'm Levi Tan, coming soon, Uzu Tan. Magical girl pose. Lady Chaos, looking at Naruto. A pleasure, Levi Tan. Naruto, excuse my fiancé, she meant that she is Leviathan. Seraphal, coming soon, Uzumaki Seraphal. Gabriel, a pleasure to meet you, Lady Chaos. I am the Archangel Gabriel. Soon I will be Uzumaki. Gabriel bowing. Upon hearing the declaration by the future couples of Naruto, many gods lost hope in linking even one of them, and more knowing that they are the fiancés of a primordial. They were not idiots and knew where to draw the line. Well, some did not miss the idiot, who did not pay attention to anything they said, and though he could ask or force one of them to sleep with him, so we were talking about the war god Ares, who approached Gabriel to order her to sleep with him. Ares, looking at Gabriel. Hey, you feel lucky, I will give you the privilege of giving me a son. With that statement, an afterlife silence was invaded, and all the Olympians only thought one thing, and it was we are fucked. Gabriel, angry. No thanks, I will only give children to Naru-kun. Blushing. Ares, angry. How dare you refuse such honor, you will see. An angry Ares was more than willing to grab Gabriel, and rape her himself, but when he was about to grab her arm and rip her clothes off, her entire arm was struck by a Gudadama, which erased her limb from existence itself. Ares, ah, my arm, my damn arm. Who was the bastard? Ares is pissed off, who dared to attack him and rip off his arm, and began to look for the culprit, but he only saw looks of pity and pity from his family. They understood that Ares had no salvation, a real pity for some, an opportunity for others, since the position of god of war would be vacant soon. It was when he saw him, a pair of eyes that showed his desire to kill him. The fear was immediate. He began to tremble. His survival instincts told him to ask for forgiveness, to beg for his life, or to flee. But unfortunately, he had no chance, and from one moment to another he only saw darkness, and that's how Ares the god of war ceased to exist. Nobody, he could do nothing, everything was so fast, first one arm, then the other, then both legs, and finally his torso and head. They didn't know if it was painless or not, and that's how he died. Everyone looked at the author of such atrocity. Naruto, quiet, excuse me, but you are a slightly jealous person, and overprotective with my partners or friends. No one could claim anything. They had already been warned in advance. In addition to the fact that many hated the god of war, they thought that their lover would mourn their loss, but it was not like that. Not even Hestia, the goddess of home and family, let go a tear for the loss of a family member. Both Aphrodite and Hestia only saw Naruto with love, pure. Lady Chaos, don't worry, Naruto Dono has already been warned beforehand. Besides, he asked for it. I hope this doesn't cause more problems between us. Naruto, problems with you? There are none, I only have them with an insect, muttering that I may crush in the future. Everyone heard him, and they automatically knew who he was talking about, and they knew their days were numbered. Gods, goddesses, we will have to find a new king or queen. But Zeus did not like his comment. His anger grew in a fraction of a second. How this stupid yokai dared to even threaten him, the king of Olympus, the great and powerful Zeus. He would show him that no one can threaten him. Moreover, he would beat them almost to death, only to later show him how he raped his women, in front of him, only to later kill them. He would do the same with his daughter, and then he would kill him. After all, he was a pious being. Naruto, muttering apparently it's going to start soon, yells, hey insect. I know what you're up to, so I'm warning you. Don't try it. But as if it were a signal, Zeus launched to execute his magnificent and infallible plan, thinking that everyone would support them in his attack if he gave the order. But what he did not know was that the other Olympians, if they had brains, but before, if something happened, Naruto erected a barrier around his wives and daughter, as a precaution, which was soundproof. Zeus with a cheerful tone, you'll see, once I hit you enough, I'll take your women and rape them in front of you, ha ha ha. Do the same with your daughter and then kill them, since I'm a merciful god. And that was the straw that spilled the camel's back. All the Olympians knew that Zeus was more than dead, they would never see him again. Chaos knew that Zeus was more than dead, and she would not interfere in his execution, although trying would only provoke death. Death of the other gods, the loss of Zeus was a small price she was willing to pay for the lives of the other Olympians. Zeus, angry, I'll give you back what you did to me, preparing his master bolt die. But before she even cast the beam at her, she was stopped in her tracks by what appeared to be rooted. Zeus, angry, Demeter, how dare you, once I finish with him you will receive your punishment. Demeter, with anger in her tone, it wasn't me. Naruto, calm down, you're a pathetic insect, you really thought you had even a single chance. Zeus, angry, damn bastard, you'll see, everyone attack. But unfortunately, no one obeyed her order, which made him furious. Zeus, angry, I said attack him, obey it. But once again nobody obeyed his order, they only saw him. Zeus, anger, traitors. Naruto, cold, it's time for the new generations to replace you, smiling sinister Mushi-san, you were a lousy leader. Naruto approached a subdued Zeus and was more than ready and willing to end his pathetic life, in a painless manner, ordering his Gudadama to form a cube around Zeus, to prevent his possible escape, as a precaution. Little by little, the cube was reduced in size, which would provoke the thought that it was crushing it, but it was not like that. The Gudadama at the moment of touching Zeus, disintegrated him, which was extremely painful. Zeus screamed with all his might at first he ordered it to stop, then he begged, but unfortunately for him, the cube was soundless, which prevented them from hearing it, the wonders that the Gudadama can do, and that is how Zeus left existence itself, with no possibility of a return. Naruto, quiet once again, I apologize for what happened. Chaos Dono, Lady Chaos, don't worry, then how about we start with this meeting? After that, Naruto raised the barrier that protected his family, and proceeded to enjoy the party. He did not know why everyone was celebrating. Just a few minutes ago he cold-bloodedly murdered two of the strongest gods of his pantheon, but it seems that instead of making them angry, it made them happy, so he decided to ask, just to solve the puzzle, Naruto, excuse me Chaos Dono, could you tell me the reason why you celebrate, pointing to the Olympians? Lady Chaos, well, you see the reason is. Naruto, quiet, the death of Mushi 1 and Mushi 2. Lady Chaos, that's right, Zeus when he came to the throne, dictated many mandates and laws that were somewhat idiotic or stupid, so to speak. Instead of giving them benefits, he brought them misfortunes. One of these laws was that they could not be with their mestizo children, which caused them to be hunted by monsters and killed in the worst case. Naruto, angry, I see, tell me, are the children alive? Lady Chaos, most of them created a kind of camp to take care of them and protect them. The bad thing is that, Naruto, what? Lady Chaos, well, most of the male gods, they are so to speak, gulfs? Naruto, understanding, I see. Kuno, Oto-san, which means gulfs. That simple question turned everyone to stone, plus his poor father, although Naruto was a lousy liar, even if he could lie if necessary, of course, his daughter, his princess, and his desire to live, made everything difficult, but thank God or himself he had helped, so he looked to his partners for help. Yusaka, cheerful Masumi, you're still too young to know what some words mean, maybe in a couple of years I'll tell you what it means. Kuno, cheerful, okay. Naruto sighed in relief. He didn't have to answer her, for now. Of course, he was happy that his daughter was more focused on eating her cookies, prepared by the goddess Hestia. Naruto sighed, then I think this resolves our feud, of course, unless you think otherwise. Chaos Dono. Lady Chaos, no way, there is no problem, I prefer peace to war, and more so now that you freed us from Zeus and Ares. Naruto, did I release them? Lady Chaos, happy she would see if Zeus died, Ares would temporarily take his place as his son, so the laws or decrees dictated would remain, but since both have died, everything is annulled. Naruto, in a whisper, I see, and change back to his happy persona. Well, I'm glad I helped you. The party continued in a quiet way, Dionysus the god of wine drinking as if there were no tomorrow, while others celebrated for another reason, Hera goddess of marriage for her widowhood, Poseidon and Hades for the death of the drama queen, in the least discreet way possible, while the other gods could finally see their children and be a family. Naruto, by the way, I would like to meet the god Hephaestus, of course, if it's not too much trouble. Lady Chaos, I don't see any problem. Wait a moment, Hestia, could you tell Hephaestus to come here for a moment? Hestia, cheerful of course, right now Chaos-sama. It didn't take long for Hephaestus the god of the forge and fire to arrive. When Naruto saw him he felt a pang in his heart. Hephaestus was quite ugly. He was crippled and lame. It's not like his appearance bothered him, but Naruto had investigated Hephaestus a little and I knew that his appearance was due to the fact that he had been thrown from Olympus a long time ago. Hephaestus, he called me Chaos-sama, Lady Chaos, that's right, you already know Uzumaki Dono. Hephaestus, it is an honor to meet you Uzumaki-sama, I am Hephaestus. Naruto, a pleasure and finally concerted Hephaestus. Hephaestus, forgive me for the appearance. Naruto, you don't have to apologize Hephaestus, I'm the one asking to see you, forgive me for interrupting your celebration, but I wanted to ask you something. Hephaestus, no need to apologize, Uzumaki-sama, you can ask me for anything you need. Naruto, okay, first stop saying Uzumaki-sama you can call me Naruto, second I want to ask you to forge me a sword. Hephaestus, he seriously wants me to forge a sword for him happy it will be an honor. Hephaestus was extremely happy, as a blacksmith god it was an honor to forge a weapon for another god, he had forged many weapons, for various gods and demigods, but forging a weapon for a primordial was the highest honor for someone like him. Naruto, and as payment thinking, Hephaestus, no payment necessary, Naruto, no, all work deserves a reward, I'll heal you, Lady Chaos, heal him? At that moment Naruto made a series of manual seals, around Hephaestus grew 4 trees, which wrapped him with their branches, forming a cocoon that glowed green. Hephaestus at first was afraid, but then he felt relaxed, as if he was receiving a full-body massage, healing what had to be healed. Several minutes later his cocoon broke and a Hephaestus came out, cured, his old injuries caused by his early fall from Olympus, disappeared, he was no longer ugly, he was no longer crippled and lame, he was quite attractive with auburn hair, tanned skin and quite muscular, he was almost a copy of Zeus, the only difference was his hair color and his muscular structure. Naruto, happy perfect, then I'll be waiting for my sword, Hephaestus-san. Hephaestus, crying of course Naruto-sama, I will forge the best sword in the world, and worthy of you. The party was better after that, everyone saw the new Hephaestus, the women with unhealthy eyes, and the men happy for their improvement. At a point almost at the end of the party, Chaos proposed a political marriage to Naruto. Fortunately, his wives took action on that matter, while he held his little girl in his arms since he had fallen asleep in the middle of the party like his pets. Naruto only listened as his wives reached an agreement with Chaos about who he would be in this political marriage. She suggested several goddesses, but none were worthy of being with him, according to his wives, of course, it was until he suggested the goddess Hestia. Apparently, she was the only one who had what was necessary according to them, and thanks at the death of Zeus the pact that bound her as one of the virgin goddesses is annulled, therefore she can form a family as she always dreamed, so they accepted. Naruto, serious can I say something? Yusaka, Gabriel, Seraphal, Graphia, no, sorry dear, Naruto-tan, Naruto-sama. And that's how it was decided that Hestia would marry Uzumaki Naruto, just hoping that there would be no problem. On Hestia's side they have no problem with getting married, what's more, she could feel Naruto's immense love for his family, which benefited him since he knew that he was not like his late brother Zeus and he really loved his family. Hestia, happy it will be a pleasure, being his wife Naruto-sama. Naruto, quiet only Naruto, that sama, is not necessary. End chapter.